Hello everyone, this is Lyric. Welcome back to another episode of Paws and Steel. It's been a while, but I'm ready to forge right ahead. So, now that's all assembled, what do you propose we do, Minister Leon? I suggest we operate separately. Surely that will put His Highness at risk. To move in such a large group will put His Highness at greater risk. I agree with Minister Leon. The Imperial soldiers will be most suspicious if they ever saw us. Not to mention the Bershon's status and reputation. So be it, but one of us should remain with His Highness. Well then, Your Highness, there is not much time left. Please make your decision. Oh boy, here we go. Looks like I'm gonna have to choose which one of these fine gentlemen I shall be accompanying. Well, I've been with Dylan this entire time. He's a very nice guy. Even though I like Goro because we've gone through the whole Ocean Blues thing, I'm gonna stick with Dylan for right now. I'm not sure what's really going on here, but I think sticking with Dylan might be the best choice. As you wish, Your Highness. Then it's decided. Use the outskirts of the city to your advantage, Dylan. We shall meet on the north side of the city. Yeah, usual place then? That is correct. In the meantime, I will create a diversion within the city for the soldiers. I shall make my way to the castle and gather intelligence from within. We shall meet again soon. They all nodded at the same time before turning their attention towards me. Stay safe, Your Highness. Please, don't do anything reckless, Your Highness. It was a pretty weird feeling, having them both bowing their heads at me before leaving the room. Yeah, if I had to do the whole royalty thing, I'd never get used to that. Oh my god. Come, we shall leave at once, Lyric. It's not safe to stay any longer. I gave a nod in response, and with that, Dylan led the way out of the cottage and into the woods. Yeah, because obviously we can't exactly stay in that cottage anymore since they know exactly where we are. Or at least they could easily find us. Your Majesty, I have information of the beastman you are looking for. Well then, where is he? He seems to be hiding near the southern gates of Wincott. I said to bring him back, dead or alive. I see neither of those. Your Majesty... Enough! You are dismissed. Yes, Your Majesty. So the time has finally come. Albert, my dear brother, your son will be joining you very soon. I don't like him, that's for sure. As we strolled into the forest, I was soon greeted by the sound of birds chirping and the humming of cicadas. I don't know why people like the sound of cicadas. I always, to be perfectly honest, I've always hated that sound. It just grates on your ears, man. A gentle breeze can be felt from time to time as it rustles the leaves while passing by. Such a relaxing atmosphere. It's been a long time since I felt like this. I took a deep breath as we walked further into the woods. Breeze feels good here. I glanced over at Dylan to see what he was up to, only to find him wearing a very serious expression. I wonder what's on his mind. Dylan? Yes, Your Highness? You've got it wrong again. It's Lyric. I apologize. Lyric. You know, it won't hurt to relax a little when you're around me. Even if I'm the prince, I prefer we spoke normally like we did when we first met. No, I can't do such a disrespectful thing to his... Dylan. Yes. I'm no different from any other beastmen out there. Can't you at least try? You know, be less formal around me? It would make my life a little easier to accept. I shall try and do my best. Lyric. By the way, that's not an order. It's a favor from me. To someone who risked his life protecting me back then, I don't think I have the right to order you around. Lyric. I'll do everything I can to live up to your expectations. Way too formal. But at least it's a start. Aw, that's cute. That's adorable. So where are we going exactly? We're to travel toward the west of the city to make our way north. And it takes 2 days to get there? Yes. I'm sorry I could not provide a more comfortable journey. Hey, don't be, because I'm really looking forward to this. Feels like we're going on an adventure, well, to me at least. Not every day I get to go to another world and check out the scenery. If only it was just an adventure. Well, it feels like it, doesn't it? I would rather this adventure never happened. This journey is extremely dangerous. Anything can happen to your height. To you, Lyric. Sorry, I got carried away. I didn't mean to make it sound like this whole thing was some sort of a game. Just so I can get this clear in my mind, how dangerous are we talking here? If the worst is to come, death. You seem rather calm about this. Well, not really, but having to experience something similar, I think I can just about cope with it. So, someone is out to get me? That would be the current king. He'll do anything to carry out his despicable plans. Why does he want to get rid of me so badly? It's not like I've done anything to offend him. That's because you are the son of the previous king. So, what's that got to do with him? He is your father's half-brother. Oh, I see. Wait, what? Your father, King Albert Wulfric, and the current king, Geraldus Wulfric, are brothers. Wait, so that means my uncle wants to get rid of me? Yes. But why? I mean, he doesn't even know me. Just like yourself, your father was born from a complete royal and noble bloodline, but Geraldus, he wasn't so fortunate. You mean his mother wasn't born from a noble bloodline? Yes. Although he may have your father's royal blood in him, his mother, however, does not. Okay. I get the feeling that this is starting to get a little messy now. Geraldus was the eldest son of the royal family. Your father was the youngest. It was during the time that the next king was to be selected which led to your father to be chosen. However, Geraldus did not like the outcome of his younger brother surpassing him and taking away his throne. For many years that King Albert ruled over the city, Geraldus has been trying to find a way of disposing of his majesty from the throne. Geraldus sought power from the citizens who were less favorable to the king and tried to use force to bring down his majesty. But even so, your father forgave him for his heinous crimes and sent him off, isolated on the west tower of the castle. Damn. Oh, sorry, I mean, why wasn't my uncle chosen to be the king at the time? The king back then decided Geraldus was unfit to rule the kingdom and instead would bring disaster upon the citizens of Wincott-Rothenburg. Although, I do think Geraldus, not born from complete royal blood, had led his brother to be king and not himself. Yeah, I can relate to that, although in this case, I wouldn't have the same motive as my uncle. So he's out to get me, because he holds a grudge against the previous king. No, he's afraid of your return, and that you'll take his throne away from him. Even if he gave me his throne, I wouldn't want it. Surely you jest! I didn't ask for this in the first place. Then again, I don't think I have any intentions of becoming the king. Your Highness! It's Lyric. Citizens of Wincott-Rothenburg are suffering. Many homeless refugees are scattered across the city. Disorder everywhere. Slaves sold to the wealthy. The city is doomed. Nothing has been done since the new king took over. And yet the king has planned to make a full assault toward the kingdom located in the West Continent. He's about to break the union between kingdoms. If he is to succeed, another war will break out, and thousands of innocent beastmen will die. I'm not even confident that I could take over the throne. It's a lot of responsibility from what I understand, and besides, what can I do? I'm just a complete stranger who knows nothing about this world, let alone trying to run a whole city by myself. I'm sorry, Dylan, but I can't. It's got nothing to do with me. This world might be better off with a different... I can't tell whether he's angry or upset. He placed both of his paws on my shoulders and leaned in, looking into my eyes. Even if it has nothing to do with you, it has everything to do with me. Dylan... It's about the Bershan race, isn't it? He looked away from me for a moment before removing his grip from my shoulders and stepped away. Yes. We Bershans are a proud race, loyal to the king, always taking pride in whatever we do. But discrimination, harassment, public offense, lower than a beastman, we don't deserve this. The citizens' misconception of the Bershan race, fleeing from the war, unable to protect the king. They knew nothing. Their words are enough to kill. I'm sorry. No, it's all right. I've said too much. My duty is to bring you safely to the north side of the city. He turned around and began walking off into the forest. Just looking at his back, I can tell he's really upset. There's really nothing I can do to help. I'm just... no one. It's gotten so late already. I can barely see where I'm walking. We've come quite far from the city. I shall set up camp for us now. Are you sure it's safe for us to do that? I have no doubt in my skills to protect you. Unless you are not confident with spending the night outside. Didn't have to put it like that. He began by unpacking a large bag that he was carrying with him. I watched as he took out some items that I didn't recognize. He paused for a moment to search around the area, looking for something. Oh, these look good enough. A bunch of dry sticks and some rocks? Is he planning on making a fire? He starts by making a small-looking well using the rocks, which he then throws in all the sticks at the center. That should do it. Ah, nice, a fire pit. Those are good. Definitely makes it a lot less likely to cause forest fires. He rubs his paws together, like a builder rubbing off dirt from his hands, and takes out a magic stone from his pocket. He points the stone toward the sticks and whispered something quietly to himself. A small flame burst out of thin air, setting the wood on fire. Now that would be handy. Whoa! Was that magic? Yes. I can't believe it. Magic exists in this world. All those games I played back then, like casting spells and everything else, is a reality in this world. I've always thought to myself how awesome it would be to cast magic. There's been a time where I've even dreamt of a fireball flying out of my hand and hitting a monster from a distance. Do you think I could give it a go? No, it is too dangerous. Aw, come on. Please. He continues to unpack his bag, ignoring me as he does. He lays out a large-looking tablecloth in front of the fire and places all the items to one side. Please, make yourself comfortable. As he gestured, as if to say, this is your seat and yours only. I guess the whole teach me some magic tricks isn't gonna happen. I sat myself down and tried to make myself comfortable. Aren't you gonna sit down? No, my duty is to protect you. I shall be on guard, standing here beside you. He's been rather cold after our earlier conversation. I don't specifically hate him, but it's a little annoying how his opinion of me has changed ever so quickly. Just because I don't think I can handle the responsibility of being a king. You know, if you're upset with me or angry with me, I can accept that. I am by no means upset or angry at your highness. He obviously is. Let me ask you something. Ask away. You've sworn loyalty to the previous king, my father, so to say. Yes. And I am the king of Albert Wulfric, am I not? Yes. And you've given me your word that you'll do anything that I say, did you not? Yes. Well then, I demand you stop being such a stubborn old Bershan and sit beside me. He hesitated for a little while, staying there looking down at me. Damn, dude. I patted on the space next to me, indicating that he should sit there. Forgive my rudeness. We sat next to the warm fire for a while, watching as the flames flickered gently in the night. The sound of wood crackling was the only thing that disrupted the awkward silence between us. This might be a good time to tell him. You know, when I was little, I've always dreamt of living in a different world, always wondering what it would be like. To be honest, it's a lot different from what I had imagined, but I'm relieved that I won't have to go back there. I've never really liked living in the other world. Life was difficult. Wait, let me finish. I've been struggling whether to tell you when we first met, but now I'm pretty sure that I should. When I was living in the other world, I was adopted at a very young age. My parents also had another child, their child, but he was younger. As a family, we were happy, my brother and I. We were close. Sure, we fought from time to time, but there were good times as well. We argued, we laughed, we competed with each other, supported one another in our own way. At some point while I was growing up, I found out from my parents that I was adopted. Things didn't go down too well that night. We came to an understanding eventually, and even if they're not my real parents, they're still my parents that raised me and cared for me. It was all fine as well from there until one day I came home, and I found my parents on the floor, covered in their own blood. I was extremely scared. I didn't know what to do. In front of me was my brother, knife in hand, bloodstains all over his body. I didn't know what had happened. My brother was still in shock, as he sat there telling me it was the only way. He told me he was trying to defend himself. I believed his story, and I helped him get rid of all the evidence. We moved out, disposing of our parents' body so no one could find them. But it was unavoidable that one day this would come to light. I was naive to think for a second everything would be okay. Your Highness, please, you do not... One day, the police, or as you know them, the Imperial Guards, came to knock on my door. My brother was with them. They asked me a few questions regarding to the weapon that my brother had used to kill our parents. The police found traces of my fingerprints on this weapon and tried to take me to jail. I couldn't come to understand why the weapon came into their possession or why my fingerprints were on that weapon. I was so sure that I had erased all traces of our fingerprints on them. It dawned on me that my brother betrayed me as they arrested me. My brother never looked at me as they took me away. They placed me in a jail cell for a few months, but something went wrong one day. They transported me away to another facility. It was then that I managed to escape during my transfer. I ran for my life toward the forest, chased by the police, betrayed by my own brother who I was trying to protect, until I fell off the cliff past the forest. That's when I woke up, and I found myself in your cottage. Highness. You see, it's not like I don't want to be the king or anything. I just don't have the confidence in me. The responsibility is too much for me to take on. But we need you. You're the only one left of the Wulfric family who can change the city for the better. But what happens if I make a mistake? What if I can't do it? I don't want to end up betraying those who believe I can do it, knowing that I can't fulfill that position. I watched as Dylan stood up from where he was sitting. He kneeled down in front of me like a knight kneeling before his king. What are you doing? I, Dylan Femis, shall swear upon my life to protect your highness. For better or for worse, my loyalty shall remain truthful, and never will I betray your highness. Come on, Dylan, get off the... Your highness, in this world you are not alone. Others pray and hope that you will return one day to the throne. I, too, have been hoping for this day to come. If your highness has no confidence, then, at least, take some of mine. I'll always believe in your highness, the same for Minister Leon and General Goro. We will never betray your trust. So please, I beg of you, if not for the kingdom, for us. I guess it's worth a try, I suppose. He raises his head ever so slowly. As he looked at mine, his expression began to relax. His expression began to relax. Your Highness. Only if you stop calling me that. Yes, Your Highness. I mean, yes, Lyric. I've told you before, you need to take it easy when you're around me. Come. Sit here next to me and stop kneeling like that. It's kind of embarrassing watching your friend do that to me. Yes, Lyric, as you wish. Say, is there anything to eat? I'm starved. Hey everybody, Lyric here. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. If you like what you saw, please leave a like, comment down below what you thought about the video, and share it around. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Lyric out.